Hello, Rick Bell here with Build Your Own Watch. Today I'm really excited to share with you our latest creation, the Series Deco. I am going to go over some specifications, features of the watch, some of the customization options that we are planning on for this watch. We plan on making this available for pre-order in February with an anticipated delivery of May, April timeframe. I'll know better and I'll keep you posted as things progress. You know, it's been a long time coming on this watch. I know we're a little late, as I thought earlier we would have them sooner, but sometimes this is how things go in manufacturing. You end up running into issues or delays, and before you know it, you're delayed a lot longer than you thought. But the end result, I'm incredibly pleased with. So, the Series Deco is named as such due to the, I would call it, 40s styling of the case, very vintage style of the case, the flat bezel, and of course the Art Deco numerals on the dial. Cincinnati has a fairly rich history of Art Deco buildings and architecture, probably the most famous being the Union Terminal, which was once a thriving train station. Here in Cincinnati, the Hall of Justice was based on that building, and it's an iconic building here. There's also, and I may flash up a picture of Union Terminal on the screen, and the other building that, you know, I frequent, or at least fairly frequent, I take my wife there for dinners from time to time, is the Omni Netherlands Plaza, which is a hotel that is just some of the most gorgeous Art Deco architecture I've ever seen. So we wanted to tie that watch a little bit into the city's history, a little bit into Cincinnati, you know, because this is after all, we're a Cincinnati-based company here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we wanted the watch to have, you know, have some elements in it that we brought, you know, from our city. So the case is 37.5 millimeters, you know, classically sized. It is 10 millimeters thick. That is including the 0.5 millimeter dome sapphire, and I think I'm getting a shot of that dome sapphire there for you to see. We do have a half display case back. I've got the case back protector on there. I'm trying to preserve this watch for, you know, for photos and adding it to the website. So I'm trying to handle these with kit gloves as much as I can. The watch is 3 atmospheres, water resistant, which, you know, it's a dress watch. That doesn't bother me so much. This isn't something I'm looking to wear to the pool. We are featuring a Miyota 8N33 hand winding movement. This is a non-hacking movement. It vibrates at 21,600 VPH. I know originally when I discussed this watch, we were considering the Miyota 6T33, which you know, has that higher beat rate. Unfortunately, through the production and development process, it was made aware to us that the 6T33 has some torque limitations on the sweep second hand. And there's some very specific limitations from Miyota. Just going to wipe off a mark here. From Miyota on how long the sweep second hand can be on a 6T33, and we were longer than that, and I didn't want to make this a 34 millimeter watch. And we thought about making the hands out of aluminum instead of brass to make them lighter, but ultimately, at the end of the day, I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to put out a product that eventually would just break. I mean, the 6T33 was working with the aluminum hands, but we were nervous about it. I wanted to make the watch right. I wanted to make the watch be a watch you can build for yourself or buy from us and it's going to last, and we weren't going to have any problems with the movement. So the 8N33 is almost similar in all the other respects. It is a hand winding movement. It is skeletonized, and we've taken the upgrade of the gold tone movement, which I think adds to that vintage style, and it's just it's really cool to look at. I do have the dial protector on again. I'll show you another watch with the dial protector off so you can see in there a little better. The case is all polished. We will be offering the Series Deco on Barton leathers as we did with the Series 1. Another feature I wanted to point out is the sweep second hand, and I'm going to have my my editing guy flash a image up on the screen. When I looked into Art Deco and I kind of started Googling just Art Deco arrows or Art Deco triangles, I saw a lot of kind of like doubled up triangle designs. So on our sweep second, and I'm trying to get the best image I can of it there, we have kind of this double arrow design. You've got a colored, red colored tip there, and then the second arrow is, the polished silver color of the rest of the sweep second hand. So it's just another neat little feature that we added to the watch. You're going to have 4 different color options for that tip. You're going to have black, you're going to have red like I'm showing here, you're going to have a blue, and you're going to have an orange. So you're going to have several different options in that respect. The dial that I'm showing here is what we call silver white, and I got to tell you that it's really hard to capture in video and in photo how these dials change. The dial is vertically brushed. It's a subtle brushing. You can make it out. I mean, I think you can see that in the image there. I can on my monitor. But that brushing in combination with the dial, which is gloss, makes this dial almost change colors. So this silver white, at some angles when you look at it, it looks just white. At other angles when you look at it, it looks silver. I'm going to go ahead and focus there. So every one of the dials in the range has that feature, that vertical brushing, that really just makes them awesome. I mean, I'm loving them. So in terms of customization, we're going to be able to put your initials on the buckle just like we were able to before with the Series 1. We have, intentionally made this half display case back, and that isn't just one because it's cool, and I think it is neat. You don't see that very often, but that leaves a space up here for us to do, some interesting things. So, we are going to allow for laser engraving on the case back, custom phrases or initials. We haven't worked out how many characters or the size, not even necessarily the font yet, although that's going to be determined soon. But you are going to have an option there to put something custom on the case back. And then I have something special up my sleeve too, which I'm not ready to announce. We have to work on it a little bit further. But me, like with the Series 1 and that vintage Rose engine lathe cutting the rotor, we got to add something special to be different. I love giving my customers, and frankly I love giving myself the ability to customize a piece that I've hand assembled to my taste. So that's a look at the silver white dial. Gosh, I tell you, that all polished case, the flat bezel, it just works. Okay, I'm going to move over to our next dial option. Here we're featuring the black tip sweep second and the spear style hands. This is our metallic silver, or I apologize, metallic gray. So this is a gray base, still has the vertical brushing, and this dial really does change. It goes definitely from almost full-on silver, and at certain angles dark gray. And this one, of most of the people I've showed to, everybody's been drawn to this one. And the next one I'm going to show you, I like them all. I like the silver white. I like this one for its kind of properties of turning from silver to gray. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we are going to be able to print custom logos, family crests, phrases on the dial, just like we did before with the Series 1. So that is our metallic gray. And finally, we have what I like to call rose champagne. And you might look at this and say it's pink. And certainly under certain lighting conditions you have some of those pink hues, but it picks up and sometimes almost looks brass. I mean, it does have that rose, not really pink, but rose color to it. And to be honest, this is my personal favorite, along with my wife's. She really likes this watch, and at 37.5 millimeters, this is a watch that a woman could certainly wear. 10 millimeters thick, 37.5 millimeter case design. I see a lot of women wearing 40 millimeter and above watches these days, so I think this is a watch for everybody. Man or woman, small wrist, big wrist. It's going to work because it's a dress watch, and I think it's going to fit a lot of wrists and make a lot of people happy. So the hand style here is a two-hand design, and this will be one of your other choices. So you have the 4 different sweep second hands with the spear style hands, and then you're going to have these leaf style hands, which are real thermally blued. These are not painted blue hands. This is heated steel to the point of bluing, and I love that stylistically, just because you would have seen that in a vintage watch, but also because it looks black at some angles, it looks brilliant blue at some angles. Blued steel hands, I just love them on watches, and I'm really proud to be offering them as an upgrade on our watch. So this is configured as a two-handed watch, but I think it works well for a dress watch. Here I don't have the plastic on the back, so I'm going to kind of try to give you an up-close view of the movement. I'm not really ready to be taking this watch apart and showing you the movement in whole, and I'm having a hard time focusing. Let's go here. I'm just going to bring the camera down to the watch. There we go. And look at that. You've got a great view of the balance, a great view of the escapement wheel. It's really neat to see that that skeletonized movement. So we'll keep you updated on this watch. I know it's been a long time since I've communicated with you. We've had, you know, a busy holiday, so communication has been sparse. But I've also been eagerly anticipating that watch. Now, just to give you a wrist shot, which how can I forget that part? This is, you know, on my skinny little wrists, I have 6 3/4 inch wrists for your reference. So as you can imagine, this is going to look good on a lot of wrists, I believe. And the weight just feels perfect. The design of the case, I'm really thrilled with this one. I really think this one sticks out. Another thing that doesn't really pick up in the video is the markers are applied. Excuse me, the markers are printed, but they're printed 3D, so they're really thick prints, and it's really hard to show in the video, but you're going to see it when you hold the watch in your hand. You know, the name escapes me. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on it, but the little markers, dot markers, are applied. So it just works really well, and a lot of you had asked in the past for our logo on the dial, because if you were not going to invest in a custom logo under 12 o'clock, you know, we put our logo there, and I think it makes it, you know, if you don't go with the customized logo option, you've got a finished looking watch here with a logo on the front. We do have the signed crown. I didn't even show you that. With our escapement wheel with the Y logo, also on the case back with the specifications. So yeah, guys, I'm interested in your comments. Feel free to put them in below. We will be taking more pictures and posting them on YouTube, etc. When we do get the watch up for pre-order, do not be surprised if, you know, the website isn't as dynamic as it was for the Series 1. We want to get this watch up for pre-order February 1. That's really our goal. And to make the watch configurator as it is now in that time frame is going to be very difficult for us. So you may just see pictures of the watch and all the different selections there to make, but without a dynamically changing image of the watch to the right of it. That will change. We will make the website updated in time, but just to get this up and available for pre-orders, you might see the website not quite, you know, not the same as it was for the Series 1, but it will eventually get to that point as time goes by. So let me know what you guys think. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you, and thank you so much for our support, and you guys have a nice day. Thank you.